I'm going to show you my recent makes. Hi, I'm Alex and this is Gingerhead & Co, my sewing vlog. I'm going to show you some of my recent makes. Some of them are, well, most of them are going to be from September. It's been chaotic. September, October, now it's October. It's been chaotic and I took a little break from YouTubing or from social media in general, so there are going to be quite a few makes in this video. As you might know, I got a new machine, a new cover stitch in September, and I was absolutely obsessed with the machine. I'm still not going to express my opinions about the machine because I always think that when I buy something I'm overly enthusiastic and I don't really know that much, so I can't really either recommend or not, although I don't know many people who would want to buy this machine anyway. But the machine is going to be in a separate video, and knowing myself, it's probably going to be in loads and loads and loads of videos. Okay, let's go to the makes. Probably the first things that I made in September were hats, beanie hats, and I made a video about it. So you can make your own. You can make this hat in about 3 minutes really, without cutting out. So I made about 20. They are not for me, they are for my friends from the gym. I made a few for me, but most of them are not for me. Well, it's just a beanie hat and you've seen them. They look like that. I've got quite a few. They can be reversible because of the way they are made. Perfect for using scraps of your jersey as well. But I'm not going to elaborate on them because they're just beanies. Very, very simple. It's a very simple and very satisfying project. And you can make them for children and for adults and for anybody you want, which is brilliant because they will make a good Christmas present. Then, the first make from September that I remember is Hubby's t-shirt. And the t-shirt is in this magic fabric. The fabric that some people see skulls in, well, including me, I see skulls in it, but they're not skulls, they're leaves. Like, officially, they're not. When you look very, very closely, it is definitely not a skull. It is not meant to be a skull. But I'm not sure if the designer decided that the fabric was going to be a bit tricky. I'm tempted to add some meaning to this t-shirt and kind of analyze people like a Rorschach test, or whatever you pronounce it in English. Whatever you see is going to determine your emotions or your state of mind at the moment. Well, because Hubby sees the skulls as well. He thinks the t-shirt is very masculine and he's very happy with it. He's been wearing it a lot and see how it kind of washes? It washes out. The color washes out in the nicest possible way. So the color is still extremely intensive, but it's got this look of something that's been washed and loved. Well, it's cotton. It's French terry cotton and spandex, 6% spandex, 240 grams per meter. I think this colorway is now sold out. I bought it from dresówka.pl, but I love it and it sews wonderfully. And well, it's just a t-shirt. My favorite pattern, so there's a pattern that you can download free from Love Sewing Magazine. It's from Great British Sewing Bee. I don't remember which season, but I do like this t-shirt. I cover stitched the neckband. The neckband is made out of ribbing. I cover stitched everything really. So that's 3 needles cover stitch. That's done on the Juki MO6714. Now I need to add which machine I'm using because at the moment I've got 3 cover stitches. He loves it, it's very comfortable, and again a very simple make. Something that gives me enormous pleasure, something that kind of brings back the joy of sewing. And then probably my favorite make of September is this dress, and the dress is from Burda Style Magazine. The pattern number is 106 and it's from March 2020, and originally the pattern asks for a zip, but I didn't have a long zip, so I used snaps. But I love this dress and it is a wearable muslin, but I absolutely love it, so I will probably end up wearing it so much. I might make another one because I like it so much, but we'll see. And it's made of like thin scuba that is from Colville. It was very inexpensive. I like the button. I love the button. The pattern originally is meant for non-stretchy fabric, so well, I sized down a bit, and I think I sized down quite a lot. It starts in Burda, starts with size 34, which is like small 6. I always have problems translating the sizes because every company has slightly different range of sizes and how the sizes work for people. So 34 in Burda is slightly bigger than what I need in general, or it's got enough ease for non-stretchy fabric, but I still have to tweak it a bit because I'm also shorter. I made it in scuba. Well, I didn't add all the seam allowances. I added seam allowances to the facings, I think to the sleeves, I don't remember, but not here, not to the sides. But because I didn't add the zip and I added snaps, I needed more here, and I didn't calculate for that, so I needed an inch, and the zip was 3/4 of an inch or something, so 1.5 centimeters, I think, in centimeters, so that made it even smaller. But I like the pattern because it's got a lot of darts, and darts really shape things nicely, and it doesn't really matter if it's scuba or not. In cotton it would be more noticeable, or it would be necessary. In scuba, probably not necessary, but I like it. I do like it a lot. So it's got darts in the sleeves, darts in the sleeves here. The bust darts, that's probably it. But I also made a belt, and I made the belt slightly different than the pattern wanted me to, because I thought I had this buckle, and I thought this buckle would be perfect. So I made my belt with this buckle, and my snaps are like that. And yes, my trusted machine, this one, was very useful for that. I like playing with my machines. That is probably a sentence that defines me. And in here I cover stitch, but not everything, but I cover stitch the hems here of the sleeves with 2 needles narrow, and I used my variegated thread, so rainbow thread, because I thought that would be quite cool. I hardly ever do narrow cover stitching, so 2 needles narrow, apart from underwear or something very slinky. It's not really the look that I normally go for, but it's fine to sometimes change something. But I blind hemmed my hem, difficult to show you, but that is blind hem. So I probably used 5 machines to make this dress. I love it. I absolutely love it. It's very comfortable, and sometimes I kind of want to wear it without the belt. It wasn't difficult to make. It's got facings, but I can live with that. In here, I think the facings are okay. For the zip and for the snap closure, the facings are perfectly fine. I'm not a fan of facings. It's not that facings are wrong per se. I just don't really like them. It's a sporty, casual shirt dress type of a pattern. I think it would suit more boyish straight up and down figures, as it doesn't have a generous hip curve and the bust darts don't add a lot of room. For more curvy girls, some tweaks would be required. Depending on the fabric used, it could be made more classy and nonchalantly chic, but I like my comfy version. Well, I've got a pile of things here, and I don't know what's going to be next. I also made a lot of knickers because I was making videos for knickers, and well, not because, but mainly because I needed knickers, or I needed to use up my scraps to make knickers. But I was also making some videos that you can see how to use the cover stitch in various ways to make knickers. So I made loads and loads of knickers, and these are the only knickers I wear on, this shape. Is the only type of knickers that I wear. I know that some of you were asking about various other types, shapes. Well, think about it, because I can make something that is more like sportswear, so something for climbing or whatever, and I can make a video about that. Yeah, loads of knickers. I think I made 6 or 7 pairs this past 6 weeks or something. Quite a few again, but I'm going to show you something that I'm definitely not very proud of. It's a fail of the month, and it made me extremely upset, extremely angry, because I needed something that would work, and I expected it to work, but it didn't. So I made a jacket, and it's Burda jacket from Burda Style Magazine again, and the jacket is number 120 from April 2020. Straight from the beginning, I wasn't really sure if I wanted it, but I thought it was something that I didn't know how to make, or I'd never made something like that before, so I wanted to try, and it was out of my comfort zone because it's quite vintage. They call it a vintage jacket, or vintage style, or dress style, or whatever. Not really my style, definitely. I thought it would be a good challenge, and it was a challenge, but I don't like it. I don't like it at all. I'm going to put it on. The jacket is fully lined, and it's got pleats here at the back. It is a boxy jacket that is meant to be like in the 60s, and I'm not entirely sure if I would wear it like that, or with the snaps closed. Again, I used snaps because fitting in the snaps was something that I thought would save my sanity, because I hated making the jacket and I hated the look of the jacket. It's definitely not me, but I had all sorts of problems because it's not super comfortable. I thought it would be more comfortable. It starts with size 34 again, so I thought it would fit me, and I didn't make any changes to the fit. It's quite boxy here in the body, but not necessarily boxy anywhere else. So I feel and think I look a bit like a frog. Not the best look, but I had problems with like bagging it out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to remake it. I'm going to add some stabilizer to the hem, because there is nothing wrong with the lining, but the hem doesn't sit straight. The hem of the shell itself doesn't sit straight. Well, a jacket can't look like that. I've unpicked it a few times. I was just making mistakes. It's not the pattern's fault. Well, after all the unpicking, I just got bored with it, I suppose. The jacket is interesting, so if it's your style, I would definitely recommend it, because it's something different. It's got bust darts, and it's got darts in the sleeves, the elbow darts here, to make it more comfortable. The pattern asks for structured fabric, something that keeps its shape, but I think it would look better in wool. They use technical fabric, as they call it, so I thought my kind of sports fabric for jackets would work. It doesn't have much stretch, but if you insist, it will stretch a bit. It's more like the word that I dread saying. Jacquard, it's more like the structured, woven, not knit fabric. So the shell is made of the technical, whatever, structured fabric, which I quite liked, but I got a stain at the back already because my cat sat on it, and I was trying to steam it, and I realized that I might have problems when I wash the jacket. It might be different. The lining and the shell might behave differently. They had both been pre-washed, the shell and the lining. They've never been washed together, so we'll see. Because after steaming, they did behave differently. When I open it, it looks like that, and I'm not that happy. I mean, that bothers me, that is not perfectly sharp. The edge of the hem is not perfectly sharp, and you can sort of see the lines. And I suppose it's my fault because I chose this fabric, but I don't know, I'm just not happy because I spent a lot of time and the jacket is not on the jacket, making the jacket. And the jacket is not what I wanted. I'm a bit disappointed, but we need to fail sometimes. I love the lining. The lining is from minkia.com, and I've used it for the lining of plenty of jackets that I made. I'm going to be recognized by the lining. It's very slinky and it washes well, and it sews well as well. So the lining is brilliant, but I'm going to work on this jacket a little bit more. Anyway, it's not what I wanted. I wanted something to make me happy. I wanted my sewing to kind of bring me joy in hard times, but it didn't really. Again, it's not my criticism of the pattern, because I don't think there is anything wrong with the pattern. I got stuck when they said something about the pleats, how to make the pleats. It's very easy, but sometimes I struggle with Burda instructions because they're so different, so kind of brief. You just need to know, and it's not that making a pleat is difficult, but for some reason, my brain interprets it in 10 different ways. What if they want me to pleat it, but kind of make, I don't know, a pleat that is more like a dart or whatever? When I hold it like that, you will probably notice, you can see how bad the hem is. Sloppy. Not really great, is it? Definitely not couture. I'm never going to be couture, but no, I fail. I was going to show you the stain, but I can't see it now. Well, somewhere at the back I already got a stain, or had a stain. Maybe it just disappeared because I was trying to steam it out, but I suppose it needs proper washing. But the pleats are here, so it's like a boxy jacket. I hope you can see it better in some photos or something. Although I don't know how much I want to show it to you, because as I said, I don't like it. It's a fail. It makes me feel miserable. And you know, the process of making something, at first you want to make it good, and after failing so many times and picking so many times, you just want to make it go away. The standards are lowered. For some reason I attach so much importance to whether I can make it or not. And it's stupid, because nothing in our life is as important as we think it is at this particular moment. When I think about it now, it's ridiculous how depressed I was making this jacket because it didn't work. I do attach too much importance to things that are absolutely not important in my life. The jacket should be called When Satisfying Becomes Sufficing. I wanted to show you the elbow darts are here. And they're really nice. All in all, they're a good design feature. So let's move on. I also made a very, very easy, kind of shrug almost. Well, it's a cardigan from Burda Magazine from 2020. I think I'm right. Issue 2. If I'm not, I'm going to put it here. And it's super easy. And I knew that it was super easy, and I knew I was going to wear it. So I used the fabric that I don't really... I mean, I like the fabric, but I hate sewing with it because it's heat manipulated. So it's some sort of polyester. And it really... Oh my God. and yes, it gets full of cut very quickly. It looks like that, and parts of the fabric are really sturdy and kind of, they don't stretch at all. It doesn't stretch that much, but it's got some stretch, because I'm pretty sure that it's, at first it started as some sort of jersey, and then it was heat modified to produce this pattern. So hems are not really doable. I mean, I cover stitched them, but they will never be straight. No matter how you fold it, you're not going to have a straight line because of the modification of the fabric. Anyway, it looks quite interesting, but I wanted a very simple make, and it is a very simple make. It's got round-on sleeves, and the sleeves are slightly narrower because the body is slightly wider, and you just turn it and stitch it down. In Burda Easy magazine, they recommend the twin needle. Well, I cover stitched it. Shocking, really. I'm happy, and it probably took me definitely less than an hour, and that's the first time I made it. I am going to wear it. It's nothing spectacular, but it's something that is going to be used a lot, as with everything, because I make things that I want to use a lot, so my makes are very particular. I tend to make things that are recognizable as mine. They have to be comfortable first of all, but I like cardis. I make millions of cardis, especially this time of the year, because I wear dresses and I need a cardi over the dress just to cuddle up and be warm. So that's the cardi. Yeah, it doesn't even have a band. It doesn't have anything. You can add pockets, but I didn't want pockets. I don't really like pockets. I mean, I'm horrible, but I'm not really a pocket person. Sometimes I do. In my sports clothes, they all have pockets everywhere, but other than that, not really, because I put too many things in pockets. There are 3 views of the pattern in the magazine, but because the pattern is so simple, it could be very easy to customize. It could be made in very floaty chiffon without the sleeves and make a perfect summer cover-up. You could play with the lengths of the cardigan and the sleeves. Too much time spent talking about the cardigan that is very simple. If you have the magazine, Burda Easy magazine, the things are very satisfying there. You can make them quickly. The instructions are much better than in Burda Style magazine, but the sizes are different. I mean, the sizes are probably aimed at teenagers. The magazine is aimed at teenagers, so the sizes start with European 32, which is size 4 roughly. This is the size I use. You still have to add seam allowances. There are not that many sizes. I don't remember what the biggest size, but it's not very big. It's only like 6 sizes or something, so it's not very big. If you fit into the size range, yeah, Burda Easy is easy and satisfying and pleasant. And I will have to finish soon because I don't have enough memory. I didn't come prepared here. I also remade something. That's Stella hoodie hack that I made 2 or 3 years ago. It's got the most wonderful fabric because they're like butt cuts or whatever, like dog tooth pattern, but with cuts because they've got eyes. A simple idea. I made that Stella hoodie into a dress, but I didn't wear it enough, so I thought I will get much more wear out of it if I make it shorter. So shorter it is. And well, you know, when you are working with something that you had made some time ago and you notice the improvement and the progress you've made. That's the case here as well. I did add ribbing at the bottom. It's got pockets, but I don't make pockets like that. They are just pouch pockets. I don't make pockets like that because they are too bulky for me. Well, I made a stringy thing from the same fabric and it's got eyelets, and I used the leather pads to make it stronger, and it does work. It works very well. And the hood is lined. And that's it. But I will wear it so much more because I didn't really wear the dress. It needed remaking. I've made quite a few changes to the pattern. I took it in a bit, reduced the hip curve, and in here made it sleeveless. The remade version is cropped because it's for the gym, so I don't mind flashing my belly. The hood is lined, but the best thing about this hoodie is the fabric, because I absolutely love the fact that you can't really see the cuts till you look very closely. And then again, Burda Easy, I nearly forgot about it. Burda Easy top, and I think it's from the same magazine, so definitely 2020, I think issue number 2. That's the Burda top. And I liked it because I well, it let me use up my scraps. French terry, this French terry is from, I don't remember, I think it's fabricshop.pl. I made Naomi, my friend Naomi, a Stella hoodie out of that. And the green French terry is just green French terry. Yes, I know it's totally crumpled because I forgot about it and I waited with making the video for so long that everything is just crumpled. It was very easy to make. I cover stitched everything, so top stitched with the cover stitch. This one is 2 needles wide cover stitching. They ask you to cover stitch the, or well, turn under the neckband as well. If I make it again, I'll make it different. I'll add some sort of band because I think it's, well, it is too wide for me. And I made size 34 and I took it in a bit in the sides because it turned out to be a bit too big for me, but the sleeves are pretty narrow. I just wanted to try and I wanted to use up my scraps. They're sort of dolman sleeves, so easy to attach. The pattern pieces look a bit funny and I didn't have enough fabric to make the back out of one piece, so I added seam allowance and it's got a seam at the back. Mine has a seam at the back, but it's not even that noticeable. I mean, when I edit the video it might be very noticeable, but in real life it's not, and it doesn't bother me. Seams at the back never really bother me. Yep, again, a happy make and nothing more to say about that. The top looks much better when it's ironed. It's a boat neck dolman sleeve top. The magazine also has a dress view. There are 3 views in the magazine, but again, you could make many more. It's perfect for color blocking and you can wear it with more casual or more elegant skirts equally successfully. Of course, it could be worn with jeans as well. And I think I've made quite a few tank tops as well. I'm going to show you one because you've seen a lot of my tank tops. I found that because, well, when I was testing my machine, I used up loads and loads and loads of scraps, which also meant that I knew that I had a lot of scraps. So I used up scraps of my French terry, but it's thin French terry, so 250 grams per meter. The camo pattern is vertical, not horizontal. I probably used it the other way around or something. I don't even remember, but yeah, just a camo top that I'm going to wear for the gym. 3 needles cover stitch and the ribbing, and it's hammed in the same way, so 3 needles. And that was quite a pleasant thing, and that was on the Juki MO6714 because most of my things still are. It's a perfect tank top to pretend I'm Rocky or G.I. Jane. The pattern is self-drafted from my blog for knit bodies. It's a very long tank top on me, but as a person with a short torso, I tend to extend my tops to look more balanced. Right, I'm going to stop here because I've just noticed that the video is going to be too long. I'm going to post the rest of the makes very soon. Thank you very much for watching and see you soon. Bye!